Hey YouTube. Um, Tomorrow I'll be a week postpartum from my C-section. Um, but I don't know what tomorrow is going to be like, so I thought I'd do the update today. Um, yeah, I'm actually doing pretty good. Yeah, I had the 5-day check. Me and Lily had a 5-day check. She's only lost a bit of weight, and the midwife didn't seem too fussed about it. It said it's just like water weight from the womb, basically. She's feeding really well. We did have a few hiccups where I was having to use nipple shields because she wasn't latching very well. Because I was engorged. But we seem to have sorted it. She's quite a sleepy girl a lot of the time, but that's typical. Babies sleep a lot. Yeah, she's doing really well. My my incision is looking good. I've got dissolvable stitches, so I didn't have to have anything taken out. If I did, then it would have been Monday that I'd have to have it taken out. But don't, so that's good. Yeah, I feel fine in myself. I have had a couple of weepy days. It's just, very different going from one child to two children. My partner's been off work on paternity leave, so he's been very helpful. I've been recovering quite quickly, so I've started helping with the housework and stuff, and when I had Heather, I was barely able to change nappies until week 2, and I was up and about on day 1. It was so much easier this time around. I'd definitely recommend a planned section. If there's any chance that you may end up needing an emergency section, just go for a planned one because it was so smooth. Obviously there's more chance now that if I did have another kid, I'd have to have a C-section. I wouldn't have the choice, even if I didn't have gestational diabetes and the baby was small and I could push it out. But there's no chance of me having another child anyway because I don't want more than 2. So, but yeah, we've been obviously using newborn cloth nappies, and yeah, we've done a couple of loads already, one of which was brought back from the hospital. I think it was 15 or 16 nappies with us, and we used all of them, and then Matt had to bring some back with us, bring some back to me while I was in the hospital. I was only in for 2.5 days, and we used 26 nappies. So, yeah. We are just breastfeeding. So she hasn't had any formula, which I'm so chuffed about. Because we had to top Heather up pretty much right from the start with formula, and then she ended up having to be exclusively formula fed. But Lily's exclusively breastfed, and that's amazing. And yeah. Yeah, so we've been cloth nappying. We cloth nappied in the hospital. Everyone was very intrigued by them. they were very enthusiastic to try and put them on, like when they were doing her checks, because obviously we were doing all the changes and stuff ourselves because it's the UK, they don't change your baby for you. But if they came and did her checks, they had to take her nappy off to check, you know, that area. They were fine, like, trying to put it back on. Most of them got it kind of wrong, but, you know, at least they were happy to have a go. We used a latex, it's called a citro band, like a rubber ring basically that you put around the cord instead of the plastic clips. And there's a link to it in my hospital bag video in the description box. And the midwives were very impressed with it. Like, they were like, "Oh, that's clever, isn't it?" And they were enthusiastic to try and do it themselves as well. And I think it helped Lily's cord dry out faster because it was like basically dry by the morning of day 2, so less than 24 hours, because she was born at 11:28 on Monday. And it dropped off yesterday night. Yeah, yesterday night. So day 5. Heather's dropped off on day 6, but it wasn't dry like until like day 4 or 5. So I think the cord band helped it dry out faster, probably just because there was less like material blocking part of it. I don't know. But yeah, she's sleeping in the Moses basket in our bedroom. She's only waking like 2 or 3 times a night. Her cluster feeding tends to happen right before we go to bed, so that like fills her up quite a bit. Yeah, she's doing fantastic, and she's adorable. I won't show her because I don't really want to show my kids' faces on YouTube. When I do the nappy review video for newborn nappies, I'll just show like the bottom half with the nappy on. Yeah. But yeah, everything's going well. We've been using the freezer meals that I did before when I was pregnant. So we've used a couple of them. We've had a couple of takeaways, but yeah. She came out at £8.06, and she did not fit any newborn clothes. The dress she's got on at the moment is more like a top because that's a newborn one, but I knitted it, so she has to wear it. Yeah, I think that's about it really. Yeah. I will do a newborn nappy review in a couple of weeks, I think. Just to, you know, make sure we're happy with our opinions on them and stuff. Yeah, and hopefully do a breastfeeding update in a week or so. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.